Hi guys, how are you? So today I'm going to assess a little bit eating disorder, but in a different way, in a more mindful way. Eating disorder is a consequence of other disorders. A eating disorder will always be, or at least often be, a consequence of other disorders that the client already carries or have. Usually, a eating disorder comes from an anxiety factor. So you are anxious about your body image, you are anxious about your environment, you are anxious about something you can't control. Usually we try to compensate that control that we believe we don't have through trying to control the food that we intake or that we consume, or even trying to control the food that we don't consume. This is a way to control the anxiety that we cannot modify right away about other situation, isolated situation that has nothing to do with the eating. Of course, with time, it can become very disturbing to the point that we will not, that it will modify our mindset about our image or about the way that we feel about our body, because then it will become very obsessive. And when we see our body and not modifying to the way that the distortion is telling us to modify the body to, we will try to control more and more. But actually, with my experience with my clients, I've noticed that that the eating disorder is often that consequence of not being able to control situations, isolated situations that has nothing to do with the eating. Okay, sometimes it's even an unacceptance from the group. Let's say with teens, they don't feel accepted, or they don't feel that they are similar to their friends in the image wise, or emotionally they don't feel strong like their friends are in with relationships, for example. So then they will try to control that fragility that they believe they have through things that during their day that they can control, which one will be the food that they consume. Okay, so of course this is something that we need to bring attention to a professional to work with, one that is specialized in eating disorder. Eating disorder can also be a consequence of a trauma, so that's very relevant also to bring up to your counselor, because it's important that the counselor, they will investigate with you, the background history about that eating disorder. Like, I have had clients that they have a lot of difficult to express their feelings, with their parents, or the environment was very hostile, and they will find the control that they didn't have as a kid. They will find the control as an adult. That anxiety will still be there, and they will be deflecting that anxiety through trying to control what they eat. Even as an adult, they still suffer from that consequence, if you will. So the first thing to do, of course, is to work with the immediate need, which is controlling little by little, decreasing the urges to control the food, to see, of course, to do medical evaluations and all that. But at the same time, is also to work in the trauma, because the trauma was the origin of that need to control things. Okay, so work in the identity of the client, work with the effectiveness in relationships, and there are a lot of interventions that we can be using. EMDR is one of them that I use with my clients. But guys, so this video will not be too long. I wanted to wish you a good week, and this video is just for some reflection that you want to give if you are suffering from any eating disorder, and take a look in the video and see if it makes sense, and also look for a professional to take care of it, because there is a solution. Okay, so I'm gonna to stop here, and I'm going to talk to you very soon. Thank you so much. Bye.